Hello, I am totally KK Slider. Insert KK Slider noise. Ha! I can't believe you actually fell for that. So, as you saw, today's subject will be Animal Crossing, but not only the first one, Animal Forest, Animal Crossing, Animal Forest D+, Animal Crossing Wild World, Animal Crossing Movie, Animal Crossing Save Folk, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Animal Crossing Plaza, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. And here's Tom Nook clapping. So what are the parts? The parts are Nintendo, Mario, origin-wise, Animal Crossing so popular, real quickly, the game/content, Animal Forest, Animal Crossing, Animal Forest D+, Wild World, Movie, City Folk, New Leaf Plaza, HHD, Animal Crossing Festival, Amiibo Festival, Pocket Camp, NH. Oh, and since we're done the parts, let's play some music. You thought we were done the parts. Ha. So, what was I saying? The companies and owners, Nooks Cranny, Tom, Timmy, Tommy, DAL, Orville and Wilbur, Abel's Sister Shop, Maple and Sable, Blathers Museum, Blathers, the characters that you can give where they will give you stuff, Flick, CJ, Kicks, Leaf, Celeste, Sahara, Daisy May, Zipper, KK Slider, and the end. Nintendo. Nintendo is a Japanese company founded by, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, in 1889 as a playing card company. The first video game was EVR Race. It was released in 1975. They are mainly known for Mario. This is EVR Race. This right here. Oh, and there's Mario. Whoa, how epic. Mario. So about Mario, yeah, he's a really cool guy. Will be the next presentation. Ha, you got pranked. And depending on when you see this, it probably won't be next week since I'm uploading it on the same day. Origin. So none of you are probably wondering what is the origin of Animal Crossing. It was originally made for the Nintendo 64 in 2004 Japan. Eventually in 2001 it got translated and sent to America. Nintendo 64. And we're going to play some music to match it. You're probably wondering what music, and you're right, it's the Mandalorian Season 2 soundtrack. Why is Animal Crossing so popular? It is popular, ignore the 4, because of how addicting it is. Another reason may be because of its realism. For example, you can plant things, make friends, and go in debt from a raccoon who builds you a house. Hold on, wait a second. There's a hair on the record. There we go. The music might restart, but oh well. Okay. Yep, how realistic. Real quickly, this is Gulliver and Gullivar. They are the same person and really annoying. He washes up on shore and forces you to collect stuff and give it to him. So fun. The games or content. So, Animal Forest on the Nintendo 64 from 2000. This is the original Animal Crossing game. It was made in 2000 for the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube had just come out yet, so it hadn't been made for the GameCube yet. It was only in Japan, in Japanese. There it is. Very cool looking. Animal Crossing for the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube, made in 2001. This is the first Animal Crossing game in America. By now is made for the GameCube and Nintendo 64 because around this time people still had their Nintendo 64s. I guarantee some people still do. Yep, looks slightly different. Interesting. Animal Forest E+, which is a sequel to Animal Forest. Well, not a sequel. This is pretty much a GameCube update, or a DLC. It was only released in Japan. It was never translated into English. real quickly, in case I didn't mention it, in Japan, Animal Crossing is called Animal Forest. Oh, and also they came with these collectible cards, if you were to buy the DLC. Wild World for the DS 2005. Although the first games were made for the previous... Although the other games, the first 2 or 3, only contained around 200 characters, the DS can't handle that much, so it only had 150 characters. Yep, Wild World. Ooh, epic. The movie, which was an anime made in 2006. There was an Animal Crossing movie in 2006. Since Nintendo won't translate it, people have started to do it themselves. It's about a girl named A who works in Nook's Cranny and has the task to set up the Winter Festival. Huh, that looks very anime-like. The City Folk. When the Wii came out, it was way more popular than the GameCube, since the GameCube wasn't that well made. So they made an Animal Crossing game as fast as they could. Apparently 2 years is as fast as they could. Since this one wasn't on the small DS, they were able to return and make 2010 characters on this. Epic. City Folk. Looks like it's on the Wii. New Leaf for the 3DS in 2012. In most of the games, you work for Tom Nook and live in the town as a normal villager, but in this game, you turn to New Leaf and become the mayor of the town. Instead, an extra 123 villagers were added, making 333 characters in the games. Huh. Interesting. Plaza, Wii U, 2013. This was an online game where you could talk to every villager and other players. It was discontinued and less popular because the Wii U was basically was meant to be what the Switch is. Huh. Very Plaza-like. Happy Home Designer, or HHD, for the 3DS in 2015. This was a sandbox game where you could design a house with any furniture that the previous games had. It also contained more. Huh, very interesting. That's definitely a house with furniture. Amiibo Festival. Wii U, 2015. This game is pretty much Mario Party, but you needed Animal Crossing amiibos to play. Huh, is that Tom Nook, Isabelle, KK Slider, Mabel, the weird cat, and Leaf? Huh, interesting. Pocket Camp for the phone in 2017. This no longer exists, just in case you want to download it. It was an Australian phone game eventually released to the public. This is basically a cheaper and smaller version of Animal Crossing, but instead of making town or village, he made a campground that villagers can visit. In this game, there were 341 characters. Huh, that looks like an app. New Horizons for the Switch, 2020. This game is slightly different. Instead of already having a house and there being a town, you are on a deserted island where you have to invite villagers from different islands. Instead of starting with a house, you start with a tent and a phone and 98,000 bells in debt. The bells is basically the currency in Animal Crossing. Bells. Fake companies and their owners. These are fake companies and the characters that own them. Nook Inc. and Nook's Cranny. Nook Inc. is the company that Tom Nook owns. He owns pretty much everything on the island and a lot of things in the game. Here's the logo. Hold on, let me move me real quickly. Nook's Cranny is owned by Timmy and Tommy, which is Nook's nephews, I think. Nook's Cranny sells like random stuff every day. You can buy furniture and tools there as well. You can also sell things in the box in the front. That looks very Nook's Cranny-like. Here's an example of a Nook ink item. Hold on, let me just... Here we go. Here's a Nook ink. What's it called? It's flipped because of the camera, but it's a Nook ink notebook. See? Actual paper. Interesting. Tom Nook, Timmy, and Tommy. Tom Nook owns Nook Inc. His nephews are the owner of Nook's Cranny. It's like the Donald Duck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie situation. Tom Nook, even though they're not his children, has raised them. DAL, or DAL, is an airport ran by dodo birds. It's funny because dodo birds cannot fly airplanes because they are extinct. The airport is ran by Wilbur and Orville. Fun fact, there's a company that's trying to bring dodo birds back to life by genetic modification. Orville and Orville and Wilbur are brothers that own the DAL airport. Orville stays at the airport while tracking improving flights. It's this guy here. Wilbur flies the plane and gives you tools if necessary. They are named off of the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright. The Able Sister Shop. The Able Sister Shop is a clothes shop owned by the Able Sisters, Mabel and Sable. They mainly sell shirts and hats. Occasionally they will sell shoes and pants. This is Mabel and Sable. Mabel and Sable are hedgehog sisters who sells clothes. Mabel first came to the island as a saleswoman. Eventually she opens a store with her sister, Sable. Blathers Museum. Blathers Museum is a museum owned by Blathers. So try saying that 10 times fast. Ha ha ha! You can donate things there, and Blathers will put it on display. The things they display there are fish, fossils, bugs, and art. Blathers. Blathers is an owl that hates bugs and owns a museum. He is always tempted to buy fossils for his personal collection, but decides not to. His Japanese name is literally Hooter because he's an owl. He's one of the earliest characters. He was in Animal Forest E+. He sleeps during the day, so if you wake him up, he gets frightened or startled for a little bit. Characters that give you, or you give them stuff. Very epic. So we'll start with Flick, which reminds, if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about, which reminds me of someone who could possibly be watching this video. Flick is a red chameleon that you can sell bugs to. If you give him 3 of the same bugs, he'll give you a model of it in the mail. He likes bugs. His Japanese name is Rex, and he wears Doc Martens. This is Flick. This is CJ. CJ is pretty much Flick, but you give him fish. He's a beaver, and he doesn't give you a model of a fish. His Japanese name is Justin, meaning in Japan, he is Justin Beaver. These are the fish you can give him. Kix. Kix is a skunk who sells shoes and socks. His Japanese name is Shank. Red. Red is Fox that sells fake art, and he scams you, which is illegal. The actual art is around half the price he sells fake art for. He lives and sells the stuff in his boat. His name in Japanese is Tsunkichi, I think. Tsun, which is short for kitsune, which means fox, and Kichi, which is a pastry that means heart, which, around the time this was made, it was slang for bitter, meaning his name is Bitter Fox. Evil! Leaf. Leaf is a sloth that sells plants. Her Japanese name is Illustration. Celeste. Celeste is Blather's sisters who will give you a recipe to make something if you talk to her. She likes the night/stars. That's why her name is Celeste here. Her name in Japanese means nation. Here is a light of her. Let me just grab it real quickly. The problem with this is they flipped the image for, well, not really, but yep, here we go. Boom. Epic. Sahara. Sahara is a camel that Sells flooring, rugs, and wallpaper in America. Sahara's a girl, but in Japan and Korea, Sarah's name is Roland, and it's a boy. Daisy May. Daisy May is a pig that sells turnips, which is basically cryptocurrency in Animal Crossing. Her father is famous for being rich in the game. Her Japanese name is Yuri. Yeah, so basically turnips are money. Zipper Tea Bunny is a rabbit that comes around during Rabbit Day, which is Easter, and replaces every item with eggs. Like if you were to chop a tree, you wouldn't get wood, you would get eggs. If you were to go fishing, you would get eggs. If you were to hit a rock, you wouldn't get metal or stone, you would get eggs. The reason he's called Zipper Tea Bunny is he has a zipper on the back. And it's possible that he's a guy dressed up as a rabbit. Next, KK Slider, which I tricked you at the beginning to thinking who was explaining the video. You got pranked. KK Slider is a famous musician in the Animal Crossing games. There are a total of 110 songs. If you were to play all the songs, it would last more than 3 hours. He plays the guitar. If you get Slider to perform on your island, he'll perform every Saturday. You can also recommend songs, and each Saturday, if you recommend a song, he'll give you the song. The end. Well, I hoped you enjoyed that Animal Crossing presentation, and remember, I'm totally KK Slider.